What's going on, y'all? So I wanted to just show what these root balls are looking like, and they're rooting up good. But this plant was not getting any bigger, and now I see why. The root ball was pretty much taking up the whole bottom of the pot anymore, and it wouldn't have been able to produce anymore. This is what I've been doing, taking them outside, putting them in the ground. Even though this might not be the proper time to grow them, it's still working. Once again, another decent root ball. Take it outside. So we'll be taking these two out to plant them. And we actually have a couple more, but we'll start there. All right, so now we're about to plant some watermelon. Put that there, stick that in there. And there we have it. This one is watermelon. There's actually two. There's the second one coming up right there. These are the things that are ready to be planted in the yard. I just learned something and I want to share what I've learned. I started all these basils right here by seed. Let me zoom out a little. I started all of these by seed, and every one of them has produced a different result. And I thought that they were producing different results because they were different kinds and I did different things with them, started them at different times. But what I realized is I have everything in here going in seed starting soil. Something like this right here. It's seed starting and it has no nutrients in it whatsoever. And I just learned that with this having no nutrients, it's just good for the roots to be able to start. But once they start, they need a good soil for them to be in. And what I just realized was this one right here, it has the fullest leaves on it. And the reason that one has the fullest leaves on it, now all of them look perky right now because I gave them a little juice. Right now, this one was in soil and the rest of them are in this stuff right here. I mixed up a big batch of this and I filled these pots up. Basically, this has no nutrients in it. And so everything was looking sad and gloomy, not having good color because it didn't have any nutrients in the soil. And this one did. And look how it shined. It did great. What I realized, I was using these for all of the other ones other than that one. I had no rhyme or reason to how I was using the soil. But I bought this soil and this soil came with Miracle-Gro. It was a seed starting potting mix as well. So it's both seed starting and potting mix, and that's what this one is right here. The rest of them are not. So what I did is I mixed up a batch of this right here, a gallon of it, and I am starting to feed them off of that until I can go and get a soil, and I'm going to end up replanting everything in a real soil, not a seed starting soil, because they're already started now. This is what I'm learning and I'm sharing it. I have no one to teach me this other than YouTube and the information that I'm getting from the mistakes that I'm making. I'm learning as I go and things are starting to grow. And this was what I just picked up on. I started out with sand, and sand didn't give me the results that I wanted. And now I'm understanding that even a seed starting mix, which that's what these are right here, they're just little pucks. Even a seed starting mix is good for starting seeds, but after the seeds are started, you need something to give them nourishment. I'm already providing fake lighting, so they need something to make them grow. So right now I'm using the Miracle-Gro. That's what's created this one. And so I want to see, they already perked up since I just gave them the Miracle-Gro, and everything has perked with their leaves facing up now. I'm learning and I'm showing y'all what I learned. You're welcome to it. Do with it what you will. Hey, what I'm saying is I want some more basil and I want it quick. Without the basil, I'm feeling sick. I'm sharing what I'm learning as I grow. Even the seeds that I'm starting over here. Right now, I'm just taking them and putting them out in the yard, but I have no real purpose other than trying to learn what I am doing. And I'll show you what I put out in the yard already as well. Here are a few of the items that I grew indoors, but I ended up moving it outside. I know this is the wrong time of year to be planting things outside, but I have to place them somewhere. That is the mint, and if you can't tell, the mint is growing in great now. A lot of it died off right there, but it looks like it's gonna take off because these little pieces are doing well. And then these are the things that I didn't know what they were. I did not look into them before I started the seed. I just wanted to play around with some seeds to see how they would grow. And I'm learning a lot along the way. Learning to plant things in soil, and I will be going to try and find a good potting mix to continue to grow things in. This is the one that has the mole in it. And if you look, clover has died off in here. So I'm believing that the mole is killing the root system of the clover. But I put this in here and it's doing well in here. I'll be interested to see what that produces. That was a bean of some sort. Since I put it outdoors, it is doing much better. I don't know how it's gonna grow or what it's gonna be. Same with these. That is cucumber, the only one that I understand what it is. And since I moved it outside, it is doing much better as well. Things that I have moved outside are starting to take off much better than they were inside. They have real sunlight, real dirt, and real weather conditions. So they're turning out great. These are the items that I moved outside, and I will continue to move things outside until I see what they do. And eventually I will start planting things just in the ground. But right now, this is just a test subject, just to see what happens. And like I said, I'm growing everything out of season right now. It is October, and I am just starting these seeds. So this is bad, I'm sure, but I'm going to learn why it's bad, and you will learn in real time with me. All right, so I made it to Home Depot. I picked up a larger bag of soil potting mix. This one has moisture control in it. It's supposed to feed for up to 6 months. This should be something like this, except for this was specifically for seed starting. I'm not worried about seed starting so much. I already have the things that I want growing. Now I just need to get them in soil. I also bought some bigger pots. I got 6-inch pots. They were about $5 a piece. I got 4 of those because I have 4 different basil types. I also bought a tray for each one. They were also the same price. Actually, these were a few more cents expensive than the actual pot. I don't understand how that goes, but I understand how they get you. So it basically is $10 per set. And I have $40 worth of pots right here just with four pots. And then I got one of these right here because I have this big pot right here and it doesn't have a base to it. So I wanted to just give it something to sit in. I did not realize it was going to be that much bigger, but it's going to work. And then I got this because I was tired of using these little water bottles with holes in the top to water each plant. I'm going to start using that just for ease of use. And I can also put fertilizer inside of there if I need to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use water because most of it is already in there. I am going to pot up my basil, and I'm going to keep my basil over here in the corner instead of up here, and I'm going to put lighting on it. This is the new setup, and I am going to go ahead and repot those, and I might even pot those inside with it. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna put the best of each basil plant inside of one of these pots, and I'm gonna start growing it over here in the corner. So we're gonna get started. So these are all the things that I managed to get repotted. I went ahead and potted these in soil. I didn't take out all the stuff that was in it. I just added some soil to it. That's an apple seed that I had taken out of an apple and it's starting to grow. I put it in its own container. I did not have a base for it, so I used this pot to catch the water. I have not watered anything yet. I'm gonna do that now. I moved all the basil that were in these right here. I took them out of the pots and I put them in there. The healthiest looking basil of each kind went in the 6-inch pot. And then I believe these are probably 4-inch pots. I put the second best basil of each kind in there. And then I put mini tomatoes in there. I'm gonna try and grow the tomatoes indoors and see what they do. Those are the basils that I have left. I'm probably gonna put those in styrofoam cups or in some kind of cup. I'm gonna grow them and I'm gonna give them away. I'm gonna see how the basil here performs, and as they grow, I'll start separating them and giving them away as well. All the other dirt that came out, the fake dirt or whatever this stuff is, I went ahead and just started dumping that stuff outside. I have this many pots left over now, and I'm gonna start putting the strawberry inside of those, but I'm gonna use real dirt. There's one tomato left. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with that yet. And then these things right here, the chives and stuff like that, I will find a pot for those once they are ready to start getting repotted. The watermelon will be going outside. I will be starting a new time lapse. I'm doing a time lapse of this stuff right here. I just wanted to have something going, something growing, something showing. I will be putting these strawberries inside of these cups right here, and then I will start a time lapse of that. But everything is going good. Now I will start watering in to see how it goes. I just want to, let's start with this one right here and let's water it in. This new little pourer is actually working pretty well. I don't want to overdo it, but I want to water it down so everything gets watered. And just like that, I'm already out of water. So I got to go refill. And there we have it. Everything is watered in, and we use this. We need to fill it up twice to water everything in, but this is going to be nice because it'll make it so I can reach things like this a lot easier to water them. We're going to keep using it. The new setup is looking good. Everything repotted. I got my basil in the front. I put them in 6-inch pots, and then I got a tomato growing right there, a mini tomato. I have chives growing, parsley growing, and then more basil. The same 4 that were in the pots, and then once again the same 4. So I have 6-inch pots, 4-inch pots, and I think these are 2-inch pots, and they're all growing the same kinds of basil. I just want to see how they grow differently in different size pots. This is all strawberry, and then I have a few random things going. I got watermelon, apple seed that I got out of an apple. I have a piece of ginger. That is ginger in there. I don't know what that one is, and that one in the back is tomato back here. The last one in the back, that one is tomato, and then that is mint right there. And so what I did is I went ahead, I had some light fixtures that I just mounted to the wall to shine on this area right here. But I just went on Amazon and I ordered this grow light, right? Or these grow lights. They were 2 in a pack, and they cost me about $9 on Amazon. So I'm gonna be putting these lights inside of these 2, and they're shining directly on this. Let me get you a better view. So both lights are shining directionally on that. And I plan on just putting these in and leaving them running so that these get some like artificial sunlight. They had good reviews on it. I will be putting them in and seeing how they look. They've been doing great since I put them in. All the leaves are starting to get bigger, fuller, and they're looking good. This is the first one that is starting to bush out right here. If you look, I've made a couple cuts and the leaves are starting to bush out on it, so I'm very happy with how that looks. This is just normal LED light. There's no grow light in it or anything. It's just normal LED, and I got them from Costco. This one I bought from Amazon. We're about to put these in and see what the difference is. This is what the lighting looks like now. Let's give you that's what the lighting looks like now, and the bulbs that I'm using are actually protruding out a little bit, so we'll see how the new one goes. So that is the old bulbs that I just took out, and don't want to drop them. Oh, those boys are hot. The new bulbs, this is what they look like when they come out the pack. Now this is supposed to be 11. They're supposed to be 11 watts is what they use, and I believe they're supposed to have 100-watt output. We'll see, but that's what it says on the box. I'm not gonna go through and read everything. They're full spectrum LED grow lights for all stages of plant growth. And like I said, it's 11 watts, non-dimmable. I don't know what all that stuff means, and I'm not gonna act like I do. But it says it's full spectrum. Let's pull one out right quick and see what it looks like in comparison to the other bulb. They are much smaller. They look like a regular light size bulb, like it's a regular light bulb. That's how they come. So in size, you can see the difference in size, but this is the original size of a light bulb. Those are just a tad bit bigger. So I'm gonna take this one and just put it in here like so. It is much smaller. Oh, it's so much smaller. I can't get it out. Oh man, it got stuck in there. That's bad. Oh, and it's not a hard top, so there we go. Let's see if I can get it in right this time. It is much, much smaller, but it is working. All right, so that one's in. Now let's turn that on and see what it looks like. It's nowhere near as bright as the other one. Not at all. It's a different color light. It seems like a lot less light too, but it's gonna work. Let's go ahead and get the second one in right quick. It's not in there. Because since with it being so much smaller, it's harder to get inside of the, there we go. A whole lot less light, a lot less light. That one's in too now. Let's turn it on. All right, nowhere near as much light, but it's supposed to be grow light, so it's gonna work. It is definitely gonna work. So inside the box, it also came with, it looks like, I don't know. Here, let's read this side. But anyway, that's what the new grow light and the new setup is gonna look like for the basil and the tomato that's over here. I'm gonna leave those like that. And then everything else I'm gonna leave up here under this regular, just grow under this regular LED lights. But I just wanted to do a little bit of an unboxing and a review and show also what we have going on here. But this is basically full spectrum grow light LED. Grow light LED designed to fit your plant's growth stage. And I just got it today. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we out.